Play.
You got to imagine for Brooksby, he's feeling the nerves. And it's an unusual situation, so it may take a while to settle down. But that's really the key, how quickly you can settle down, right?
No, absolutely. I mean, we've seen Brooksby be able to just stay confident and cool, calm, and collected in his matches in DC and on this US Open swing. So that's what he's got to bring, cool confidence. Probably hasn't seen the pace of a Karatsev type forehand. He's played Francis Tiafoe. He beat Francis in Washington, D.C., who obviously has a big forehand. But Karatsev stands on that baseline, takes the ball so early, so it just gets on Brooksby a little bit quicker than maybe he's used to at the moment.
Tiafoe and Brooksby, two of the 4 Americans to make it to the 3rd round, along with Jack Sock and Riley Opelka, playing later on tonight here in New York. That's the most, by the way, since 2016. The most Americans to make it to the 3rd round here at their home slam.
Daniil.
Brooksby's not going to get many free points on his serve, so he's really going to have to use his legs to run down a lot of balls, counter punch, which is what he's very good at, extending rallies. Change of direction from Brooksby. Even when he's far back in the court, when you think, oh, it's just a simple shot to go back cross court with, he's able to change direction down the line with great pace. And you'll always see some positive energy from Jenson Brooksby. Whether he's winning or losing, he is extremely positive with himself.
Yes.
Brooksby kind of with a mishit, kept it in play, but easy pickings for Karatsev to take this first game to deuce.
Karatsev staying in the point. Sometimes he can look to go for the big shot a little too early in rallies, but there he was staying in the point with Brooksby. Was able to get the mistake.
'99th ranked player in the world, Jenson Brooksby, will turn 21 years of age in about 2 months' time. That's a great return and a break of serve in the opening game of the match for the Russian.
Yeah, it's always tricky serving second serves to Karatsev. He absolutely looks to torque the returns. You see him stepping in the court, taking time away.
Karatsev with one of the more amazing of the 5 setters that we've seen in this first week. Unbelievable that we've had 24 5-set matches already in the first week of the US Open, but he saved 2 match points in the 4th set. And then 11-9 tiebreaker at the end.
Aslan Karatsev to serve.
And here he is celebrating his 28th birthday on this Saturday in New York with the 3rd round match at the US Open. It has been a packed week that he's hoping gets extended to Labor Day and a round of 16 match. Off to a good start and serving for the first time.
That's what you like to see from Brooksby.
No, 15.
He's a little bit like Fabrice Santoro back in the day, where he'd use a chip forehand, change the pace. Right there, he's able to change the pace with his forehand. It just changes the whole context of the point. Very solid return
No,
from Jenson Brooksby. He doesn't really have a weakness. Both the forehand and the backhand side are very compact swings. Makes it easy for him to just get it right back on in the court, redirecting it.
Fifteen 30.
Karatsev overhits that one, and Brooksby in position to get the break right back. Double break point for the 20-year-old. Does indeed. A pair of breaks to open the match on court 17.
That is just great defense from Brooksby. Just being able to get that first serve back in the court. Want to make Karatsev play as many balls as possible, especially on that forehand side.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stay quiet during the serve and during the rally. Thank you.
Saw Karatsev just pull up his head there on both of those forehands the last 2 points. Didn't stay down through it. So maybe we'll direct a few more balls to the forehand of Karatsev and see what he's got throughout this match.
So just like that, we're back on serve here. Brooksby not playing here last year because of a toe injury, and breaking into the top 100 for the first time earlier this season with his breakout year in 2021, 3 challenger titles, a 40-9 overall record.
God, that's a good record right there. 40-9 in the challengers. There's some tough players out there.
Yeah, it can be a grind, can it?
Absolutely.
One of the biggest wins for Brooksby so far, beating number 15, Auger Aliassime, a few weeks ago in Washington as a wild card there. Became the lowest ranked semifinalist at that tournament since 2007.
Washington, D.C. He beat Francis Tiafoe the round before that, before beating Felix Auger-Aliassime. Obviously playing some great tennis on the hard courts.
Much better service game here. And now the opportunity to hold for the first time. Solid game. Brooksby holds it low. So after 2 breaks,
Brooksby leads
our first hold, and the American now to the 2-1 lead.
Love that energy that Brooksby brings every single point. Definitely gets the crowd pumped up as well.
Now, while Brooksby is one of 4 Americans in the 3rd round, Karatsev one of 3 Russians to make it to this point, along with Medvedev and Rublev. 5th time in the last 7 Grand Slams with at least 3 Russians in round 3.
Jenson Brooksby so good. You see him just able to change direction of the ball. He gets his feet to the ball quickly and has short backswings on those deep balls coming from Karatsev. His change of direction is impeccable.
And now 2 more break points. Looking to break the Karatsev serve in his first 2 chances here in this opening set. What a start for the American.
Great start for him. You see him fist pumping over to his coach, Joe Gilbert, former Fresno State player. They train out of Sacramento.
Brooksby leads 3-1 first set.
Brooksby broken on his serve in the first game of the match, but has not lost a game since. Has rattled off 3 straight. And now serving to consolidate his 2nd break. Make sure you download the US Open app to cheer on your favorite players, track the latest scores, stats, match highlights, player news, and more.
It's always nice to see when a young player is not afraid to come forward. When Brooksby gets those short balls, he looks to come forward, make his opponent pass him. Even if he were to miss the volley, it's just you want to change things up on your opponent.
Good defense to keep it alive for a little while.
Absolutely. You talk about making your opponent play one more ball. That's what Jenson Brooksby is always able to do. Made the volley tricky for Karatsev. Brooksby hits the ball. It doesn't look like he's hitting with extreme pace because he's so compact. But again, he's able to step up in the court, take time away from his opponent. Trying to spoil Karatsev's 28th birthday.
Yeah, most of the Karatsev misses have been long here. Can't seem to find the range at the back of the court.
Out.
Looks like on every big point, he's probably going to serve that Karatsev forehand. So that's the side that's breaking down at the moment.
A promising start for the 20-year-old American from Northern California. Jenson Brooksby settling in now and in control in this first set, leading 4-1 here on court 17. Just to think of the accomplishment, the dual accomplishment. Stunning. If you were to go back just a few years ago and say, you know what, forget about Federer, forget about Nadal. In a few years, we're going to have another guy who's going to have the most majors of all time. People would have said you were crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, and I still feel like people are going to want to think that Roger Federer is still the GOAT just based on the way he plays and so smooth. Just such a great champion. But once Djokovic has the most Grand Slams, I mean, it's obviously his. He'll have to be the GOAT from that point on.
You can't argue with the math and the completeness of Djokovic's game. No weaknesses. In fact, he's turned some of his liabilities over the years into some of his biggest strengths, and that's also been so impressive. Karatsev coming in that time and able to finish it off at net.
And I think that'll be the improvement here for Karatsev in his game, because he hits the ball so clean and firm through the court and is able to push guys behind the baseline. The more he can look to come forward and finish at the net, he's just going to keep improving as a player. It's great form on the backhand volley, hands out in front.
Fourteen, 15.
Karatsev broken in his last 2 service games, but comes back with a robust hold here. Still down 4-2 though in the opening set. Aslan Karatsev, a guy who set a lot of firsts, going back to just the Australian Open earlier this year, became the first player in the Open era to reach the semifinal of a Grand Slam in his main draw debut, the first qualifier to reach a Slam semifinal at Wimbledon back in 2000, and the lowest ranked Grand Slam semifinalist since 2001 at Wimbledon.
Love.
It's already 12 unforced errors, 3 times as many for Karatsev as Brooksby.
Big hitting from Karatsev. You mentioned the 12 unforced errors. He also has 7 winners, and with his game style and the aggressiveness that he tries to play with, he's always going to have high winners, high unforced errors. He just really hopes that the winners are higher than the unforced errors. So a few more winners than the unforced errors would be what he would like to have each day.
He plays that risk-reward game, while Brooksby is content to trade punches from the baseline a lot of times and just keep the ball in play.
15,
completely
13.
different styles of game here. Aggressive, and then the counter puncher. Brooksby's trying to get as many mistakes off that Karatsev racket as he can.
Yeah, no winners yet in the match for Brooksby. And here we are in the 7th game. And Karatsev sensing an opening on the American serve.
Let's first service.
Another miss long for Karatsev.
Even though Brooksby just looks to make balls, he also knows when to inject a little bit of extra pace into his forehands. When he feels like his opponent is a little bit off balance and he needs to get the ball to the other corner quickly, he does a good job of getting that wrist through the ball.
And you got to do it right. You can't just continually counterpunch and rely on getting balls back. Eventually, you got to go for it here or there and be selective.
40-30.
Yeah, I think the good thing for Brooksby is that, again, this court speed being as fast as it is, it helps his ball get through the court. Because sometimes if he doesn't inject the pace and he's just looking to move the ball around, this court is still fast enough that it's pushing his opponents around.
Brooksby hangs on and moves within one game of taking this opening set in this third round match.
Please. Brooksby leads 5-2 first sets.
Just to think of the accomplishment, the dual accomplishment. Stunning. If you were to go back just a few years ago and say, you know what? Forget about Federer, forget about Nadal. In a few years, we're going to have another guy who's going to have the most majors of all time. People would have said you were crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, and I still feel like people are going to want to think that Roger Federer is still the GOAT just based on the way he plays and so smooth. Just such a great champion, but once Djokovic has the most Grand Slams, I mean, it's obviously his. He'll have to be the GOAT from that point on.
You can't argue with the math and the completeness of Djokovic's game. No weaknesses. In fact, he's turned some of his liabilities over the years into some of his biggest strengths, and that's also been so impressive. Karatsev coming in that time and able to finish it off at net.
And I think that'll be the improvement here for Karatsev in his game, because he hits the ball so clean and firm through the court and is able to push guys behind the baseline. The more he can look to come forward and finish at the net, he's just going to keep improving as a player. It's great form on the backhand volley, hands out in front.
(40-15).
Karatsev broken in his last two service games, but comes back with a robust hold here. Still down 4-2 though in the opening set. Aslan Karatsev, a guy who set a lot of firsts, going back to just the Australian Open earlier this year, became the first player in the Open era to reach the semifinal of a Grand Slam in his main draw debut, the first qualifier to reach a Slam semifinal at Wimbledon back in 2000, and the lowest ranked Grand Slam semifinalist since 2001 at Wimbledon.
Love.
It's already 12 unforced errors, 3 times as many for Karatsev as Brooksby.
big hitting from Karatsev. You mentioned the 12 unforced errors. He also has 7 winners. And with his game style and the aggressiveness that he tries to play with, he's always going to have high winners, high unforced errors. He just really hopes that the winners are higher than the unforced errors. So a few more winners than the unforced errors would be what he would like to have each day.
He plays that risk-reward game while Brooksby is content to trade punches from the baseline a lot of times and just keep the ball in play.
15,
completely
30.
different styles of game here. Aggressive, and then the counter puncher. Brooksby's trying to get as many mistakes off that Karatsev racket as he can.
Yeah, no winners yet in the match for Brooksby. And here we are in the 7th game. And Karatsev sensing an opening on the American serve.
Let's first service.
Another miss long for Karatsev.
Even though Brooksby just looks to make balls, he also knows when to inject a little bit of extra pace into his forehands. When he feels like his opponent is a little bit off balance and he needs to get the ball to the other corner quickly, he does a good job of getting that wrist through the ball.
And you got to do it right. You can't just continually counterpunch and rely on getting balls back. Eventually, you got to go for it here or there and be selective.
40-30.
Yeah, I think the good thing for Brooksby is that, again, this court speed being as fast as it is, it helps his ball get through the court. Because sometimes if he doesn't inject the pace and he's just looking to move the ball around, this court is still fast enough that it's pushing his opponents around.
Brooksby hangs on and moves within 1 game of taking this opening set in this 3rd round match.
Please. Brooksby leads 5-2 first sets.
So cool, calm, and collected at 20 years old. Actually signed to play at Baylor. He was there and got injured. A little bit of rehab. Actually ended up not even playing 1 match for them. Decided to go pro, and I'd say pro's gone pretty well for him so far.
Yeah, good start. He advanced to his first ATP Tour quarterfinal, semifinal, and final in his grass court debut in Newport earlier this year, becoming the 2nd youngest finalist at age 20 in the 45-year tournament history of that great event. Going back all the way to Rosetsky, who was 19 when he did it back in 1993. There's not many guys that Brooksby, when you look at the tapestry of the men's game,
Sit quickly,
he
please.
has any kind of
Thank
history with that he's played before. Kind of funny that Karatsev is one of the guys he's at least played 1 time coming into this. It was on clay at the French Open. Karatsev won in straight sets, but at least he has something to go off of in terms of having seen his game.
Players are ready. Thank you,
this
ladies and
pivotal
gentlemen.
3rd round match today. Karatsev serving to stay in this first set.
Yeah, and it's always interesting for a new player coming up. As we said, Brooksby being 20 years old.
15 love.
Not a lot of players know his game quite yet. Looks a little bit unconventional, and word starts to get out after a while. what your weaknesses are, what your tendencies are. It's be interesting to see once people start to figure Brooksby out, what he starts to change in his game as well.
30 love.
That's the first ace for either player. Half an hour into the match. Whoa, what a shot.
That is just amazing stuff from Jenson Brooksby. We talk about his court speed, how fast he is around the court. But again, just his hands and vision here to be able to see this opening. That is incredible stuff.
Wasn't a bad play by Karatsev because Brooksby was moving the other way, so kind of smart to go in behind him, but Brooksby was just too quick.
Yeah, you got to make your opponent hit that shot every time.
40-15. Forty, 30.
See how cool, calm, and collected Brooksby is there from the baseline. Didn't ever feel like he needed to go for anything too big. Just kept the ball in the court, used that two-hand backhand slice to change up the pace.
He realizes that Karatsev has been prone to mistakes the longer these rallies go, so he knows if he can just keep it moving, that he might provoke a mistake from the Russian. Brooksby's all over the court.
I mean, look at that defense from Brooksby. He is so good at this super high lob. I was speaking with Brad Stein earlier before this match. Brad Stein and coach Tommy Paul. We were talking about the high lob that Brooksby possesses. And people are starting to call it the Brooksby. There it was, in play, keeping the point going. That'll get the crowd pumped up.
And now his first set point. That's a great game from the American Jenson Brooksby, and he takes the first set in this third round match.
Six games to 2.
He breaks the Russian 3 times, goes 3 for 3 with break points. That is quite the opening statement for the American from California. I mean, that's likely a primetime match on Monday night, provided he wins 2 more sets here. as he tries to become the youngest American man to advance to the fourth
Second
round
set,
here at the US
Brooksby
Open
to
since
serve.
Andy Roddick way back in 2002. And of course, Roddick, a guy who loved playing under the lights here at Ash Stadium during his career.
Unbelievable defense from Brooksby. And for Karatsev, he's probably thinking, man, I have to hit that kind of shot to win a point. Can't seem to find any way around Jenson Brooksby's defense at the moment.
No 15.
But what a pickup from Karatsev.
The touch and the angle.
Yeah, keeping that racket head nice and firm. Low to the ball.
Karatsev broke Brooksby in the very first game of the match. Hasn't broken since, but looks to do the same here at the outset of set number 2.
15-0.
But Brooksby comes through with his first ace of the match.
First ace of the match on a second serve slider tee. Just shows you how much he likes that slider serve. He's been slicing out wide on the deuce, going tee quite a bit on the ad.
Let's first service. $15-30.
Karatsev looking for something to get him going, get him jump started. Brooksby has been the one pumping himself up through the match so far, but the Russian trying to get a foothold here at the start of this second set.
Look at that injection of pace from Brooksby. Recognizing that short ball, getting his feet up there nice and quick.
Daniil.
Gave himself a lot of space on that forehand with good shape. Karatsev, you got to start looking for that forehand return. Brooksby has been serving there almost every serve on that deuce side, wide of the forehand, and even on the ad side, serving down the tee to the forehand. So if you're Karatsev, you might want to try to take that return away, change your return position, make Brooksby have to think a little bit.
Are you surprised he hasn't adjusted already?
Very.
Brooksby holds.
Brooksby. First game, second set.
After getting broken in the first game of the match, he starts off the second set in fine fashion, picking up where he left off at the end of that first set, and looking in fine form overall.
Yeah, that's the first point right there, that last point where Karatsev tried to change the height of the ball. Haven't really seen him do that throughout the match. So now he's going to try to change a few more things to try to get it out of the Brooksby strike zone.
So far, it has not been a very pleasant 28th birthday for the Russian Aslan Karatsev, the 21 seed here in this tournament, searching for some answers. At this point in the match, down a set and serving for the first time in the second.
15.
That's the kind of shot he needs more of. He was missing shots just like that back in the first set, but that kind of pace, that kind of margin that he gave himself there, that's more like it.
Kind of think that Karatsev is thinking, okay, how do I kind of take the racket out of Brooksby's hand? Just got to go for a little bit more pace on his shots, more to the corners. Maybe not try to stay in the rally. Got to go for bigger shots.
$40-15. $40-13. Game Karatsev.
So Karatsev holds to match Brooksby here at the start of the second set. We're on serve at 1 game all.
Second set.
Yeah, Karatsev's finding those unforced errors from Brooksby are few and far in between. So he's going to need to look to try to take the racket out of Brooksby's hand if he can. Hope for a few unforced errors.
I guess the risk you run there is sometimes maybe you go for too much. You try to hit too big and you open up the door to your own unforced errors.
Yeah, he likes to go for big shots. He likes to go for small targets. So he's just got to trust himself now, because his game is typically not just to make a lot of balls, Karatsev. He wants to go for those small targets and aim for the winner. So it's actually within his game, but he's just got to trust himself now. That redirection from Brooksby with the backhand down the line. He stepped in the court with the right foot in front. Again, just was able to use his left hand perfectly on that backhand down the line.
Nothing really flashy or spectacular, but some crafty shot making in its own right.
Very compact swings. See Karatsev thinking out there now. He's using some slice, trying to see if that will affect Jenson Brooksby. He tried to step in the court there to hit a backhand and come forward. He's thinking out there, trying to problem solve.
Seemed like a smart way to approach that point. He just missed the shot, but it seemed like the right play at the proper time.
Yeah, definitely. He's got to keep looking for those balls that are kind of mid-court balls that he can be aggressive with. Look to hit and come in or go for the smaller target for the winner. So that was definitely the right play. Just keep looking for it.
Not going to find it there. Jenson Brooksby holds yet again. And we stay on serve.
Brooksby
Second set, 2-1.
2-1, second set, and by 1 set to love.
A lot to like about Brooksby's game right now and his position.
Take your seats, please.
Up a
Ladies
set,
and gentlemen, players
leading
already.
2-1 in the second. And for Karatsev, still hasn't found a way through, a way into this match. Any kind of consistency to his own game. Still looking for that.
Love 15.
A little shank.
Love 13.
That's why you pay for the whole stick. Or I guess he's not paying for it. He's getting those for free. Wilson blades, but we'll take that return.
Rare miss from that position for Brooksby.
15-13.
You see him a little bit surprised with himself that he missed that shot. Gets that backhand slice in his sleep. He's able to put that on a dime.
Daniil.
And now he's got a break point.
30-40.
Brooksby 3 for 3 with break chances in the match. And this could be a big one. Already leading by a set. And now looking to take control potentially of the match here. If he can pick up the first break here in this second set.
Great depth from Karatsev there on that first ball. Again, he likes to play first strike tennis. Tries make that first serve, and then that first ball, he wants to put his opponent on the run. He's able to get him with pace there.
Advantage, Karatsev. Let's for service.
Don't want to make too much of any one moment, but it feels like it's a big hold for Karatsev to get this here, lock it in, make it 2-all as opposed to being broken. Could be a pivotal point. And misses it. Had the whole corner open and he missed it long.
Yes.
Yeah, no ball is too easy to miss. And also, he felt the speed of Jenson Brooksby. Again, we've seen Brooksby play such great defense, so he felt like he needed to hit that shot a little bit better than maybe he needed to.
That's 2 breaks in this game alone.
Advantage,
The shank that went in and then clipping the net, and it gives him his 2nd break point of this game.
Thank you.
Side, Karatsev does not get help from the net. Things breaking for Brooksby. At this point here, it is home Grand Slam, round 3 for the first time. It's the first break of the 2nd set. He's got 4 breaks altogether in the match, and now a pretty commanding position, up a set and up a break in the 2nd set on court 17. Well, USOpenShop.org is the official shop for 2021 US Open merchandise. Commemorate this historic year with apparel for the whole family and one-of-a-kind US Open accessories. Visit USOpenShop.org.
For Brooksby, that last game, it was just almost like when things go your way, they go your way, right? With the shank backhand, the let cord that goes over for him, and then for Karatsev, it does not. I'm going to keep trying to take that positive momentum into this game.
For Brooksby, though, he has to be aware to recognize that you can't take your foot off the gas. You got some breaks. You're not always going to get those breaks, so keep pushing.
That's one part of his game. He doesn't mind coming forward, but when he's at the net, he's not the most comfortable. Sometimes doesn't follow the ball directly where he should when he comes up to the net. See how he kind of pinched the middle, maybe a little too early. Needed to come forward, then go cross court. What a great passing shot from Karatsev getting on that outside part of the ball.
Perhaps a slight opening now for Karatsev. Now the Russian has triple break point.
Love 40.
It has been a while since Karatsev has had a look at break.
And we haven't seen any frustration from Brooksby throughout this match until right now.
Brooksby broken in the first game of the match. Since then, pretty smooth sailing for the American, but now really up against it.
Just got to keep playing 1 point at a time. You can't think that it's love 40. Just got to think, okay, how do I construct this next point? Where's my serve placement? Where's my first ball going to be? Just stay in the process. Good change up from Brooksby there. He'd been slicing the serve out wide on the due side. Karatsev was actually looking for it there on that break point. You see Karatsev's coach maybe visualizing a return for Karatsev here. Timely ace for Jenson Brooksby. Only the second ace of the match.
He's come all the way back from triple break point to get this game to deuce. Boy, would this be huge for the young American. The match just crossing the 1 hour mark on court 17. He just got the break of the Karatsev serve in the last game. Doesn't want to give it right back, and he's fighting hard in order to ensure.
Advantage, Karatsev.
Fourth break point of the game for the Russian. So they trade breaks. And that means we're back on serve in the second set. First real shaky moment for the American Jenson Brooksby.
Second sets, and by 1 set to
He's in control after getting that break, and now Karatsev may be an opportunity here to get himself fully back in the match. 3-2 second set.
Another timely ace there for Karatsev. Only the second of the match for him. Great way to start the game.
Both players now with 2 aces, but no doubles. Pretty clean serving.
Daniil.
That is just a rifle of a forehand from Karatsev.
40 love.
And we've seen him do that a few times now. After a little rally, crank up the pressure, and just smack that forehand.
Yeah, when he's got time, he's able to turn his shoulders extremely well, step into the ball. And you see him inside the blue when he hit that shot. So he took a lot of time away from Brooksby being able to get to that shot. It's definitely high risk, high reward. That's a tough ball to go down the line on from the middle of the court off of a deep return. Again, that's how Karatsev plays. A lot of winners, a lot of unforced errors.
Live by the sword.
Game Karatsev.
And a solid hold for the Russian
goals,
here
second set.
to level this second set at 3 games apiece. Things feel like they've kind of hit a lull in the game of Brooksby right now. A few more unforced errors, not as much emotion from the American. Karatsev starting to build a little.
Love 15.
Karatsev trying to put together some protracted success, though, in this match. It's been kind of stop-start. First double fault for either player comes from Brooksby here.
See, this is where you want to see
Love 13.
how well Brooksby is going to stay in the moment. It's still on serve. Yes, it is love 30. He doesn't need to rush. I think he was rushing a little bit there in between each serve and the points. Now he's making a few more first ball and second ball mistakes.
Is it just rushing? What's the cause of some of these misses from Brooksby?
I think in the first 2 points, first point was a double fault. And then on the second point, another miss for a serve. And I felt like he was rushing a little bit. By the same token, now Karatsev is just making a few more balls. And again, the pace is just getting on Brooksby a little bit quicker than he's been used to.
Triple break point. Looking for his second break of this second set.
Game
Wow.
Karatsev.
First 2 doubles for Brooksby come in the same game here. The
Karatsev
last one
leads
delivering
4
the
games to
break
3.
to
Second set,
Karatsev,
first set, Brooksby.
who now has 2 breaks in the set, 3 for the match. And now he takes the lead here in this second set, up a break on court 17. A guy who rose from number 114 in the world to 42 following his run to the Australian Open semifinal earlier this year, and then achieved a career high number 23 following a 24-12 start to the season overall.
Love 15.
Crowd trying to inject some energy here. They've been quiet for a while because of the way Brooksby's game has kind of fallen off, so they feel the lull and they're trying to pick it back up.
Big hitting from Karatsev. Yeah, for Brooksby, you hope that some of the fans are coming over from the Novak Djokovic match. Djokovic just beat Nishikori, so you hope that some of those fans are coming over and bring some extra energy. But right now, Karatsev is starting to see the ball like a basketball.
Those are mistakes that Brooksby just was not making earlier in this match.
I feel like he's starting to go for maybe a little bit more than he needs to. Since Karatsev has picked up his game, Brooksby's starting to feel that.
And much different tone here through these last several games, and now Karatsev a point away from moving to within one game of leveling this match.
Game, Karatsev. New balls, please.
So Aslan Karatsev, now a 5-3 lead here in this second set.
Second set.
Boy, how things have turned. Just a few games ago, you had Brooksby in position with the break to take control of the entire match. It looks like it was going that direction after he had won the first set, and now here we are a few games removed from that, and it's gone entirely the other way. It's Karatsev in control.
Thank you.
It's a case for Karatsev where you just gotta, when he was down 3-1 in the second, you just gotta keep playing tennis. You can't think about the score. You can't get upset with being down. You just gotta trust yourself. And now all of a sudden, Brooksby has 19 unforced errors. Whereas earlier in this set, he was only had 3 going into it.
Good take on the run in the air, and Karatsev just feeling it.
30.
He's in a flow that he has not been in until this point. Brooksby may not be able to prevent Karatsev from ultimately winning this set, but you get the feeling that he's got to get something going, some kind of momentum, get his game back before the end of this second set so it doesn't spill over into the third.
Yeah, he's got to get a hold here. Get a hold here, try to make Karatsev serve this set out.
You
never know what nerves might creep in the Karatsev game if he has to try to serve it out at 5-4. So now Brooksby 1 point away in this game.
Great shot making.
Oh, that's just too good. I mean, off balance forehand falling into the alley. You got to give your opponent that shot. If they're able to hit that one inside in. Brooksby again, great defense, keeping the ball nice and deep. So he didn't do anything wrong that point. That's just too good.
Remember early on, Karatsev was missing so many of those baseline shots long. He's finally found that range, picking the corners more, and has settled in.
Advantage Brooksby. Yes.
Karatsev really making Brooksby run, working him over. Let's see if that comes into play the deeper this match goes. Fatigue and fitness. Both players playing a lot of tennis through their first 2 rounds.
You almost feel like the tension of the racket might be off for Brooksby. He's missing a lot of his shots just a little bit long now.
And it's also the first set point for Karatsev. And a break for the 4th time. Aslan Karatsev of Russia has swung this match around. In the span of just a few games here in this second set, he has turned things completely 180 degrees. And I tell you what, even though we're 1 set apiece, this certainly feels like Brooksby at this point is in trouble. We're now up to 29 as Monfils and Sinner are playing a 5th set in their match right now over on Armstrong.
Yeah, and that looked like Sinner was running away with it. He was up 2 sets to love. I think even up a break in the 3rd, he was running away with that. But Monfils, he loves the energy of the crowds. He was really struggling through the pandemic of having no crowds. Wasn't enjoying tennis. But now that we have full fans back, Monfils is going to be a tough out every single match he's out there.
So with the clock just shy of 6 p.m. local on this early Saturday evening in New York. Pleasant day Looking at the temperature, still in the mid-70s, low humidity. Largely sunny skies for most of the afternoon as well. And a lot of the crowd that was watching some of the other matches filtering over here to court 17 as we start set number 3.
Love 15.
Brooksby trying to recapture some of the emotion and the energy that helped him so much in that first set. And this is really part of the growing process, isn't it? The evolution for a young player like Brooksby, just 20 years of age, playing the best-of-5 format, playing at the Grand Slams in front of big crowds and trying to problem solve your way through the adversity you're ultimately going to face.
Let's second serve.
Said he put it greatly, problem solve, and he has all the shots in the game. He's got a nice slice, he can hit the high and heavy as well, great counter puncher, so he has a lot of shots where he can try to figure out what plan is going to work most effectively for against his opponents. And in a 3 out of 5 set match, let's see what he's able to come up with now against Karatsev, who's starting to fire on all cylinders. You saw him try to put a few more balls in the middle of the court so that Karatsev would have less angle to work with. Very smart play from Jenson Brooksby. That's a very difficult backhand to hit from the center of the court. Karatsev just tried. Now giving Brooksby 2 break points.
He's already broken 4 times in the match.
He started it out that first point in the game with great energy, won the first point, and he got pumped up and the crowd got behind him. Looks like he's forgotten about that second set moving forward.
And so much of figuring out the best of 5 and how to handle these moments is the mental side of things, right? The emotional journey that you go on through a long match. And you face the adversity, you might be able to figure out the mechanics and what you need to do, but to mentally handle the highs and lows, that's another process as well.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is about, you know, there's an old saying, take out the trash. It's easy to be thinking about what happened the point before, or the point before that, or the set before that. You just got to stay in the moment. Take out the trash of all that other stuff that you could be thinking about and focus on this moment right here. Where do you want this serve placement? Jenson Brooksby lost that point. It was a great point. You just like seeing the changeup. I love the drop shot from Brooksby, bringing Karatsev in.
15.
Making somebody go up and back like that is tiring. Having to run forward, then having to go back for an overhead, then having to come back into the net. That's a tiring process for Karatsev. So even though he lost the point, Brooksby loved the play.
One of the longest rallies that we've seen in this match. Jenson Brooksby getting the break to start the third, now trying to consolidate. And trying to get back on the high that he was on in the first set when he raced out to the lead, held on, took that momentum into the second set before Karatsev really turned things around about midway through that second set. And now here we are in the third, one set apiece with the berth in the round of 16 at stake, which would be a first for either of these two players here at the US Open on Monday here in New York. The winner facing world number 1 Novak Djokovic in the fourth round. Djokovic just a short time ago beating Kei Nishikori in 4 sets over at Ash Stadium.
30.
9 breaks of serve between these two players through the first 90 minutes of this match. Those shots have come on. Were very evident and frequent in the first set. Not so much in the second set, but they have returned here in the third.
Yeah, just had extra energy from Brooksby. Also helps to be here in New York, feeling that crowd energy with you and pumping you up.
Most energy we've seen from him since the first set. He gets the early break, consolidates on his serve, and the lead is 2-love here, third set on court 17.
Brooksby leads 2-love, third sets.
Yeah, there's almost not a seat left in this house. Everyone's pumping up Brooksby. You have people looking over from other courts up high, trying to look into the action.
We have a fresh-faced American trying to become the youngest American to advance to the fourth round on the men's side since Andy Roddick back in 2002, coming off such a tremendous win over his fellow American Taylor Fritz in the previous round. And look at all of those folks lined up and looking on.
Had that one lined up. I feel like a few of those folks up there had some honey deuces, huh? What a beautiful day it's been, taking in the tennis. Watching some Americans go to work.
Yeah, this has been a postcard day at the US Open. Perfect weather, so much good tennis. And working our way into the early evening hours with an American looking to book a spot in the round of 16. Against this Russian who's celebrating his 28th birthday.
Now
the pace from Karatsev that he really started to accelerate in that second set was something that gave Brooksby a lot of problems. And he's still trying to work his way through it here early in this third set, it seems. Karatsev holds it love, and he's on the board, third set. Good one, unfolding here on court 17. Jenson Brooksby now serving at 2-1 here, third set. What do you feel that Brooksby has learned the most about Karatsev's game to this point that he can try and exploit the rest of the way?
Well, obviously he's looking to try to exploit the forehand of Karatsev. Even though Karatsev has hit some winners now later on in this second set and starting to feel it a little bit in the third, he knows that that's the side that's the weaker side. So you want to keep going to the weaker side and make your opponent come up with something throughout 3 out of 5 sets.
Line.
Wow, that looked like it caught the outside part of the line. Yeah, there's something to be said for obviously changing your tactics if things aren't working, but it was working going to the forehand in the first set and even first set and a half, basically. Karatsev has started to find that form on the forehand, but for Brooksby, you want to keep going there. Let's see what he's got this set. Rough break. A few mistakes there, just like that. Karatsev looking at the coach.
Aslan Karatsev, of course, not fazed by falling behind early. He rallied from 2 sets down and saved 2 match points in his second round win that took almost 5 hours, beating Jordan Thompson to get here to this third round match today. Jenson Brooksby beat his fellow American Taylor Fritz in 4 very entertaining sets 2 days ago.
Karatsev did a very good job there of just recognizing that the ball was a little bit shorter. We saw him deep in the court there, Karatsev, but now able to step up in the blue, take time away, and had a good angle on that, catching the outside part of the ball with his left hand.
And with Karatsev's pace and his choice of angles, Brooksby hasn't been able to take advantage of his speed in covering things defensively the way he was earlier in the match. That time he caught Karatsev leaning the wrong way.
40-30.
See Karatsev still looking over at his coach and making gestures with the forehand return. It's a side he's not feeling extremely comfortable on.
Trading punches from the baseline in the longest rally of the match by far.
What a point. Just moving the ball around, using the whole geometry of the court. Brooksby was changing up the speed of the ball. I don't know if you can really tell there, but used a little bit of height on some of those balls. Karatsev, great footwork to get up to that short ball.
34 shots to get us to deuce.
What a way to come back from a 34-shot rally. You know, both players are going to be pretty tired after that rally, but Brooksby just comes up and says, you know what, I'm going to hit an ace down the tee. Thank you very much.
Neither player serving very big, just the third ace for Brooksby, the first in this third set.
Smart playing there by Karatsev, just making Brooksby have to hit a volley. Brooksby's not very comfortable up there at the net.
Yes.
Knew this pass didn't have to be great on this first one, gave himself another opportunity.
Do you like the play with Brooksby even coming to the net in that situation?
When he has the right ball, when it's in the middle of the court, you got to look to come forward a little bit. We've seen Medvedev really start to improve that. Sasha Zverev start to improve that, even though their volleys aren't great. You just want to keep coming forward, trusting it.
Second time in a row he's come in and he's paid for it.
Definitely in tennis, you don't want to be too predictable. You don't want to have the same shots over and over and over. You want to be able to come forward, do a few things different. That approach shot that he came in on there was maybe a little bit too far back in the court. And he definitely could attack the net a little bit closer. He could get closer to the net, especially on that second volley.
And now Karatsev looking to break for the fifth time. This is hand-to-hand combat out here on court 17. Each player has broken 5 times, and we are dead even.
2 games all, third sets.
A set apiece and 2 games apiece in the third.
Yeah, that 34-shot rally maybe took a little something out of Brooksby there. You don't really see him slap for a winner there on a shot like that. He normally tries to stay in each point. But on that one, he bailed out, gave the break to Karatsev.
Make sure you download the US Open app to cheer on your favorite players, track the latest scores, stats, match highlights, player news, and more. It's available in the App Store and the Google Play Store. No doubt an emotional swing of the pendulum. Can Brooksby right things here after getting broken?
Thank you, lady with the red shirt. Can you stop moving, please? Thank you very much.
Yeah, called her out
Thank
directly.
you, please.
Many times they'll just ask the crowd to be still or be quiet.
Wait, please.
That was a pointed reference.
Fifteen love.
Tried to work both sides of the court that time. And the unforced errors, after being kept to a minimum in the first set, have crept up in the last 2 frames for the American.
30 love.
This crowd is looking for a reason to get behind this American, lift them up. Now he's tried some different things that just haven't worked.
Yeah, I like the play of the drop shot there. I mean, geometry of the court, that ball was there to hit. Make Karatsev run up there and try to get it, but kind of a lighthearted effort on that drop shot. Maybe still a little tired from that 34-ball rally last game.
Game,
Karatsev consolidates the break, and we are on serve at 3-2 here in the third.
Karatsev leads.
As the Russian tries to come back after dropping that first set and advance on to the round of 16. This is set number 3 in this third round match in front of a pretty good crowd with the American Jenson Brooksby
Players are ready.
locked in.
Thank you, ladies and
Quite the
gentlemen.
duel with the Russian Aslan Karatsev, one set apiece on serve here in the third.
Wait, please.
But the developing story really is the physical state of the American, who seems somewhat compromised as he sat down in the last changeover. Keep an eye on his movement here. That is such a big part of his game and his success. Look at him bending over right there. That is the left leg he was holding when he sat down in the changeover just a few moments ago.
Love 15.
Yeah, and you wonder when that crept in. We didn't really see a point where he fell wrong or did anything different. Just seems like maybe it's a toll of matches, time on court.
Yeah, maybe more of a cumulative ailment. It certainly wasn't any one striking moment that we noticed, but it is definitely affecting him.
I think Karatsev has noticed that, and you saw him just use that forehand short angle off the court to see if Jenson Brooksby could get there. You don't want to show your opponent too much, even if you're feeling a little injury. At the top of the game, they can make you pay for it and keep you moving.
Could be a pivotal moment here. Love 30 on his serve. physically not feeling at his best. Giving himself a few fist pumps. You get the sense that Brooksby realizes that he's kind of up against it right now. And he's going to have to summon something from down deep here.
That's still pretty good defending there from Jenson Brooksby, just getting one more ball back. Seems like he's struggling running more towards his forehand. He's having to stretch out there with the right leg and then leaving the left leg coming behind him. Seems to be the side that's making him feel a little bit more pain, but he is battling it out right now.
Fighting back from love 30, a 23-shot rally. Don't want to overstate the importance of this game, but it feels like a big one for the American. To not go down a break after the way things got away from him at just about this point in the last set. This is where he was broken in set number 2, and he never recovered.
30-40.
Now Karatsev has his 9th break point of the match. He's broken 5 times. And the Russian may be smelling blood here.
Thank you.
Half a dozen breaks for Karatsev. The 21 seed on his 28th birthday now, for the first time, really taking control of matters here on court 17. Two hours in, and so many fans looking on. In that transition time between the day session and prior to the start of the night session at Ash and Armstrong. Everyone checking out this American who's made a fabulous run to this point in the tournament, trying to go deeper, trying to get to the 4th round, but now running into trouble.
Karatsev, you're just looking to spread the court. You can feel your opponents maybe not moving properly anymore, so you're going to use some wide serves, then go first ball straight to the open court. Keep your opponent moving side to side. And with Karatsev's pace, if you're not moving well, that's a tough proposition.
And for Brooksby, if he really is ailing, if that left leg is bothering him the way he has been gesturing, kind of wondering why he hasn't called for a medical timeout or a trainer. Just playing through it, trying to grind away here.
Respect guys who, you see a lot of players call for a medical even if they're feeling a little bit of something, but this guy is trying to battle through it. Just trying to stay tough. I mean, that's just too good from Karatsev, being able to get on that outside part of the ball.
40 love.
And Brooksby, if he doesn't feel like he can move properly, it's good to come in, but that's also not where he's the most comfortable at the net. What a sick pass from Karatsev.
Brooksby trying to shorten the point, but was holding his hip at the end.
A little cat and mouse there. The fake dropper.
40-15.
Aslan Karatsev in prime position now with his third ace of the match. Now one game away from a 2-1 lead here in the third round. Didn't play here last year because of a toe injury.
Locker room, we have 6 trainers in there. We have 8 massage therapists just specifically for the players. So we have all the tools we need to try to stay 100% and be able to give everything we can on the tennis court.
Yeah, and even if it's not something that can be totally fixed, at least to mitigate the damage in the moment. To just be able to get by.
$15.
The American Jenson Brooksby serving to stay in this third set. Had one set apiece, but it feels like he's much further behind the way things have been trending. And look at that. You can see right there that he could barely reach out for a shot that earlier on he was getting to no trouble.
Oh yeah, earlier in the match he's getting there nice and early. He's putting that ball back cross court and he's ready to extend the rally another 10 shots. There, just couldn't really get out there, couldn't get his right leg out to the ball. And Karatsev doing a good job of changing the pace, keeping Brooksby on the move.
Didn't even move for that one.
15-14.
And now, an opportunity for what would be Karatsev's 7th break of the match. He's got double break point here. Ace number 4.
First serves to be able to get yourself back to deuce. Need any kind of free point, short point that he can get right now.
Yeah, without having to move. Got to make your free throws, right?
That's for sure.
Certainly helps.
has 4 aces throughout this match, so doesn't get a lot of free points on his serve. Really tries to make the serve, then run and make a lot of balls. So right now he's in a different predicament where he's got to try to figure out, how can I shorten points? Serve and volley, come forward, what does it need to be?
Yes.
Crowd getting on the super supportive for the Russian. The American crowd mixes it up once again at deuce here. Great touch and a great get.
Advantage, Karatsev.
Karatsev with that swinging forehand volley, able to stay on the offense by hitting this shot. But Brooksby's got a great slap forehand pass cross. He's been hitting most of this match, but Karatsev was able to get there.
Another set point. Karatsev is in command.
And third set, Karatsev.
A 2-1 lead in the third round on court 17. And now 1 set away from reaching the 4th round here at the US Open. All right, so after the long delay between sets, Karatsev to serve, opening the 4th. Neither of these players have enjoyed the luxury of a straight sets match here at the US Open this year. Brooksby with a pair of 4-set matches, and of course Karatsev with 1 4-set match in the opening round, and then that marathon 5-setter in round 2 that took almost 5 hours. This one going at least 4. Formula for Aslan Karatsev, I guess, is just more of the same. What we saw in that 3rd set especially. Brooksby's so good at covering court, playing defensive tennis in that 1st set, but nowhere close to that physical ability right now, it doesn't seem.
40 love.
There's the 4th ace for the Russian.
Game.
And to hold it low to open the frame.
First game,
That's a great way to start for Karatsev. Coming off that changeover, the lengthy delay for about 6 minutes. Brooksby had to change clothes. Coming out on fire.
The winner of this match facing world #1 Novak Djokovic in the 4th round here at the US Open on Labor Day. And for Aslan Karatsev, despite the fact that he really didn't explode onto the scene until earlier this year, he might not be too phased if he has to go up against Djokovic, considering the fact that he did beat him earlier this year in Belgrade. He also beat Medvedev in Rome. And he also ended the 23-match winning streak of his fellow countryman, Andrei Rublev, in winning at Dubai. So Karatsev has beaten some pretty marquee names already this year. And now trying to take down the American, Jenson Brooksby, here today in round 3 at the Open.
Yeah, when Karatsev beat Rublev in Dubai, I've never seen bigger hitting in a tennis match than it was in that match with Andrei Rublev, obviously one of the biggest hitters on tour. But Karatsev was just showing him what it's like to be a big boy.
Here's
the free point that we want from Jenson Brooksby. Nice ace. And that's what he's got to do. He's got to go for his targets. No body serves here. Got to go big T, big wide. Try to spread the court out.
Smart play.
That's great play from Karatsev. Now 16 of 21 net points won, so 76%. When he's coming to the net, he's feeling extremely comfortable. But again, he hits the ball so hard that he's always got his opponents on the run, on the defense. When he's able to come forward, it's definitely in his favor.
He's produced a couple of aces in this game alone on his serve. That's half a dozen for the match now for Brooksby. Can't let it get away from him early in this 4th set if he wants any chance. And it's 1-all.
That's a big hold from Brooksby.
1 game all, 4 sets.
Keep the momentum, even if he can. Let Karatsev start to run away with this thing. Keep pumping yourself up, young fella.
Well, he knows now that if he's going to stay in this tournament and advance, this is going to be a marathon. It's going to have to go 5. He's going to have to go deep. He's going to have to push his compromised body. So he's just digging in. And when you know that that's the path in front of you, when you can embrace the suffering that's ahead, I guess that's the key.
He doesn't seem like one of those guys that likes to make excuses. It's almost like for him, if he calls a trainer, that's almost an excuse, right? So he's pushing himself. He's trying to pump himself up. What defense from Brooksby. Talking about movement, but he was all over the court on that point. Another great swinging forehand volley from Karatsev, but Brooksby made it difficult on him. Trying to finish that point. Actually shanked that overhead.
Well, least he's showing some better movement here.
Game, Karatsev.
And Karatsev holds it love for 2-1.
Karatsev leads 2-1, 4 sets, and by 2 sets to 1.
Yeah, very odd that he waited throughout the remainder of the previous set in several games. Went between sets.
Thank you.
All the way to the locker room, changed clothes, and then waited a few more games into the start of the 4th set before he finally called for the trainer.
Love. Love. Let's first service.
Great changeup from Brooksby with that drop shot. Again, very Fabrice Santoro-like with 2 hands. Actually taking the left hand off as he hits it.
Again.
And the ace to hold it love. That's the kind of emphatic service game that he needed. 7 aces now for Brooksby. On serve, 4th set.
You can tell this guy Brooksby is a warrior. He is going to fight it out.
Not conceding anything here, as USOpenShop.org is the official shop for 2021 US Open merchandise. Make sure you commemorate this historic year with apparel for the whole family. Visit USOpenShop.org today.
15 love.
Aslan Karatsev, though, no time for sentimentality. This is a business outing for him, looking to put away the American and book his spot in the 4th round. Karatsev should be thinking, I just need to work this guy. I got to get balls in, make him run. Don't have to go for big shots into the corner with fine margins. Just work the sides and make him run.
better point from Karatsev. Just, as you said, doesn't have to be fine margins, fine targets, just big targets, but spread the court. You want to keep spreading the court on an opponent that's not moving maybe quite as well, might have an injury.
(40-30).
Another one in the bank for Karatsev. Methodically working his way
Karatsev leads by 3 games
towards what he hopes will be a 4th round matchup with Novak Djokovic on Monday. Inching closer now. On serve, 4th set. 3-2 is the lead for the 21 seed. Pleasant days, cool evenings, low humidity. Just a fabulous time for the fans to wander the grounds here at the Billie Jean King National Tennis Center.
Thank you.
It's still part of the day session, spilling over into the evening, as the night session itself is about to commence over at Ash Stadium. Jenson Brooksby, one of 4 Americans to make it to the 3rd round here at the US Open this year. One of the other 3, Raducanu Opelka, playing tonight here at the US Open. He's going to be in that night session.
Riley playing tonight, as well as Jack Sock playing Alex Zverev. Got the 3 Americans playing later at night. The great atmosphere. We saw what the atmosphere was like for Frances Tiafoe's match last night. That was epic stuff.
Which was technically today, because he ended after 2 in the morning. So
ended about 2:30.
All the Americans playing here on Saturday.
(30-15).
For Karatsev, he knows he has a compromised opponent on the other side. He's in the 4th set. He's got to be thinking, all right, I've already played 4 sets in one match, 5 sets in another. I need to get off court. I need to start preserving my body and my mind to a degree, with Djokovic waiting in the next round. But Brooksby is not going to go away.
It's the 8th ace for the match, 4th of the set. Brooksby's going for the corners a little bit more, trying to shorten these points. But you are correct. Karatsev is probably feeling a little bit in his legs as well, as he's been playing a lot of tennis over these last couple rounds.
Played almost 5 hours 2 days ago. We're over 2.5 hours today. Set number 4.
Karatsev was just wanting to see a replay of the serve. He actually didn't think it was in.
Let's for service.
There have been a few players who've actually still wanted to challenge certain calls, even though it's all electronic line calling.
Yeah, you kind of still just want to see where exactly did that bounce. interesting with the electronic line calling. It's actually, the calls seem like they're coming pretty late. I mean, you almost make the return, the ball's over the net, and then it's out, you know? So it's, the players are kind of, we're taking it in different ways. Some like it, some don't, mainly because of how late it calls. And also, some players don't think this is actually accurate.
Yeah.
There's been times that players are thinking that the ball was out and it was actually in, and vice versa. But so be it. That's what we've got.
Sometimes it's obviously wishful thinking, but other times you're probably wondering in the back of your mind, did the technology make a mistake this time?
Wishful thinking, but also sometimes players just want to take a little bit of extra time. You know, it takes a little bit of time for them to put it up there and, you know, whatnot. So sometimes they don't want to rush that next point. It just gives them a little bit extra time to prepare for the next point.
And that's what I always thought about the fact that you had the human element with the line judges and the calls that were made by humans. Sometimes players would take some extra time just to argue calls to buy time.
No, absolutely. I think, you know, you're spot on with that. But, you know, the human element, a lot of times when players would argue, that would really affect their play. Now with the electronic line calling, I feel like it's not affecting players' plays as much because they know it's either in or out based on the electronic line calling. Very good hitting from Brooksby. You see him injecting a little bit more pace into that forehand. Finding a way to try to stretch Karatsev. You don't want to let Karatsev stand in one place for too long. You got to stretch him out and get that short ball that you can go for a winner. That is money in the bank for Jenson Brooksby.
And maybe you're taking a counterpuncher who realizes that because he doesn't have the same movement, he's turning to his only other option, which is just more pace from a stationary position.
Let's go, New York. Look at that pass. That is unbelievable stuff. And you are exactly right. Taking a counterpuncher basically and turning into an aggressive baseliner. He's becoming more of an aggressive baseliner, looking to hit more winners, penetrate the court a little bit more. And why not hit a few passing shots in the meantime?
Doing it all out of necessity because of the compromised left hip. And now he's got an opportunity here. A chance for his 6th break of the match. And 6 aces for the Russian. This crowd really ready to explode. Brooksby on the cusp of getting a foothold in this 4th set when it didn't look like there was going to be any hope.
Termination warning, Mr. Karatsev.
The first double fault of the match for Karatsev.
Brooksby
getting tight there. And that has created an opening for Jenson Brooksby, the 20-year-old American, who gets the break here in the 4th set. Jenson Brooksby goes to work on his serve. Consolidate the break. Ace number 9.
Wow, you gotta love that, coming right off the bench, throwing a 112 down the tee, when normally he likes to go slider wide, but he's showing he's got that tee ball as well. The good thing is we haven't seen Brooksby kind of holding on to that left hip much anymore over these last 4 games or so. So either it's gotten a little bit better, he's definitely moving better. See Karatsev pointing to his head there, telling himself, don't overthink this situation. Keep Brooksby on the move. Give yourself a little bit of shape on that forehand. That one was a little bit too flat. Either two athletes on the court. Karatsev sliding into that ball. Again, I'd love to see Brooksby when he does come to net. I'd love to see him hit this volley and come forward a little bit. When he stops, it just opens up too many angles for Karatsev to find.
Big moment here, 30-all. 4-3. A moment ago. You don't want to lose that energy now. Building towards what you hope will be a 5th set. A point for 5-3.
That is just heavy hitting from Karatsev. Again, with that serve on the ad side, you got to get Karatsev stretched on the forehand return, because if it's in the honey hole, he's going to hit it big on the return, and then you're on the run immediately in this point. One of the biggest forehands in the game, Mr. Karatsev.
Advantage Brooksby.
Karatsev, you got to remember that when Brooksby is moving to his left, that seems to be when he's feeling the most pain. So the way to open up that court is to run Brooksby into his forehand corner, then take him into the backhand.
Karatsev also has to sense that if he can get this game, if he can get that break right back, that could break Brooksby long term here in this match.
Advantage, Brooksby.
Very, very smart serving from Brooksby. Going to the well, going to the weakness of that forehand return from Karatsev.
Let's first service. Yes.
He's hit a couple of winners just like that. Same spot, same pace. Stepping just inside the baseline. Karatsev senses that this could be the pivotal moment too.
Way to step in the court, take out that mid-court ball, keep coming forward. Here's the question, can you pass me in a key moment?
Jenson Brooksby. And boy, did he need that.
That is a
Brooksby
great,
leads
incredible
5 games
hold
to 3
there for
full sets.
Karatsev was feeling the forehand, hitting some winners that game. Brooksby was able to come up with a few key first serves to get out of there.
Now a game away from going to a fifth.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Love 15.
It's the second double fault of the match for Karatsev. Both have come here in this fourth set.
Yeah, and the first one was to give Brooksby the break here in this fourth set.
Love 30.
This is shaping up to be an interesting development here on court 17. Karatsev in control just a few games ago. Now it's Brooksby 2 points away from forcing us to a fifth set.
Let's first service. Let's first service.
set point. 20 minutes ago, who would have imagined we'd be here?
It almost looked like Brooksby might have been pulling out of the match there before the fourth set even started. He was feeling so bad with his left hip. Amazing what good energy can do for you, right? The New York crowd pumping him up, chanting Brooksby.
Yeah, think about the dynamics of this match last year with no crowd, how different it would have been.
Wow. And it really comes down to how bad do you want it. Karatsev hits that shot so well. He moves up in the court. That short backhand, he's able to catch the outside part of the ball and take it off the court. Great use of the left hand. It's got to be in the scouting report for Karatsev.
Play 5.
And first set, Brooksby. 6 games to 3, 2 sets all.
Just listen to the crowd.
New balls,
How great is
please.
this? Change of balls. Players like to change their racket so they have the right tension. New balls, fresh set of strings. Let's go to work. Great 1-2 punch from Jenson Brooksby. Nice wide serve. Recognizing that short ball nice and early. Making Karatsev move. Early in the 5th. You want to see how your opponent's legs are doing.
And you realize it's going to get tighter and more tense as the match goes on. So take advantage of all the points you can get early. Got to build up that margin.
40-15.
That's a good start to this 5th set for the American.
First game, final set.
over half an hour ago, he could barely move, it seemed. After a lot of points, he was holding his hip. In fact, he sat down in one of the changeovers, and you could see him mouth to his box, "I can't move." And at that point, you're thinking, all right, they're going to run out the clock here. And Karatsev is just going to make him move around as much as possible, and sand is going to run through the hourglass. But that was then. And this is a whole new match now at the outset of the 5th set.
Jenson's definitely feeding off of this crowd. He always brings great energy. He's always pumped up, giving himself a nice fist pump. But this New York crowd is also pushing him along, breathing him some fresh air into his lungs, getting him ready to go.
Love.
From these 5th sets, you go back to, start going back to thinking about the preseason work that you did, putting your body through all the reps and the gyms and workouts that you've done. Think about all the hard work you've done to get to this point. Figure out your why. What is your why? How bad do you want this right now?
This is where you get to a point in a match like this, kind of like in other sports, where, yes, perhaps you haven't been in this situation before, haven't played a lot of 5-set matches, but you're getting down to the very end, and it's about that will. It's about the want. How much do you want these key moments? And do you seize upon them?
Led for service.
Aggressive return on a second serve. Stepped in the court, took it a little bit early, which took time away from Karatsev. Again, these courts are playing quick. So if you take some time away, that ball's going to go through the court even quicker. Karatsev seems to be misfiring on a few more forehands.
Missed it. He had the opening too.
15-14.
That's that short backhand that Karatsev has done an amazing job of taking it just short angle back cross court. This time we try to feather it down the line. Brooksby a couple break points.
Each player has broken 7 times today.
That's a case of see ball, hit ball. Ball in the middle of the court, and Karatsev just absolutely bone crushes it.
And the ratios are exactly the same. Each player 7 of 12 with break chances. One more coming for Brooksby here. Brooksby smashing his racket. He really wanted that.
Another case of Karatsev running Brooksby to his left. That seems to be when Brooksby feels a little bit more hampered running that way. Again, nice shape on this approach shot for Karatsev, but you can see Brooksby not happy about not getting back there. Still in this game, though.
Please.
Good placement by Karatsev.
Advantage
Digging himself
Karasev.
out of this hole in his first service game of the deciding set. And even 50 unforced errors for Karatsev now in the match.
Kidding me? I mean, that is unreal tennis from these two athletes out here. See a standing ovation from the crowd. Karatsev is moving Brooksby literally side to side, had him on a string. Brooksby throws up his patented high lob. You want to see what toll that's going to take on each player here. That was a lot of movement for both players. Will it take a toll?
It's a long rally to be played after 3 hours and into the 5th set.
Karatsev
digs himself out of it. Survives a few break chances and holds for 1-all.
1-game-all, final sets.
That's a big hole for Karatsev. Again, in those key moments, running Brooksby to the left corner into his backhand corner is Razor maybe a little bit more hampered.
You know what's also unusual about this? A 5th set in a match where the previous 4 sets have featured players who haven't won more than 3 games. That's something you don't often see. Typically in a 5-setter, you would at least have 1 tiebreak in the previous 4 sets, but nobody won more than 3 games in those first 4 frames.
Love 15.
Third double for Brooksby.
30.
You just feel like that long point in the game before, taking a little bit out of the legs of Brooksby here. Just got to try to refocus, recharge, not think about the score. Focus on your first serve and your first ball here.
Fifteen 30.
Both players digging deep on their serves. Karatsev now 51 unforced errors and 51 total winners as well. Dead even.
T30. Yes.
Nothing coming easy on the service games for either player here and at the outset of this fifth set.
Oh, you gotta love the cat and mouse there from Jenson Brooksby. He is so good at using that drop shot. I wanted to see it maybe even used a little bit more this match. It's maybe the second time or third time he's used it. But when it's come out,
Brooksby.
and the great effect. Moving Karatsev all over the court, making Karatsev work those legs. These guys are giving everything they have out there.
Some impressive holds by both players these last two service games.
Brooksby leads
with the pressure on.
Final set.
They're finding something down deep. And we're on serve 2-1 here in the fifth.
15 love. Fifteen all. Thirty, 15.
A rare double.
30 all.
Only the third for Karatsev. Each player now with 3. Brooksby still feeling the emotion down deep.
30,
Just the way he was over 3 hours ago.
Yeah, you see him working a little bit harder with his legs. Few extra grunts. Definitely wants this point to get this break.
Thank you.
He's 7 of 13 with break chances in the match. Stumbling towards the ball and gave it no shot.
Yeah, you like to see the aggressive mindset of wanting to come forward there. Just didn't get the legs to the ball, reaching. Great aggressive mindset. Keep coming forward. Pose the question, can you pass me? Can you do it in a big moment?
Brooksby has had some shaky moments at the net in this match, but very solid there.
Yeah, he's had some shaky moments, but in key situations, you want to keep coming forward, keep staying aggressive in your mind.
This is his 15th break point of the night. He gets it on the double. That's twice now here late in the match. Karatsev has double faulted with break points to hand the game to the American.
Final sets.
Yeah, and those double faults, just not getting enough shape over the net. Every time he doubled, it was pretty much in the net. That one was a let cord, so just didn't get enough shape over the net. That toss was more about 12 o'clock instead of 11 o'clock. And now Jenson Brooksby up a break. Crowd behind him.
First break of this fifth set. And now serving for 4-1. Something that Brooksby will want to be mindful of. Already twice in this match, we've had back-to-back breaks where one player has gotten the break and then given it right back in the following game. And at this point, into the fifth, every point so critical. That's something you want to be careful not to do here. After getting the break a moment ago, try and consolidate right away.
Just this very moment in the second set, Brooksby was up 6-2, 3-1 when he lost his service game at love 40 after going up that break. So he'll have that in the back of his mind. He'll want to make a few first serves, solid first balls. Keep it simple here.
Fifteen.
Smarter point from Karatsev, just staying cross court, not looking to change direction too early in the point, whereas a couple points before we saw him try to red line a backhand down the line. This time it's just stay simple, stay cross court. Then if you get the right ball to pull the trigger down the line, you do it. Very smart by Karatsev.
Thank you.
Pro Karatsev chants.
Thank you.
Responded to by the American crowd.
What a great serve by Brooksby, using that slice out wide. That is his money ball. He goes to sleep and can hit that serve in his sleep. Go back to what you do best in key moments.
Point for 4-1 in the fifth. What a scene. He's 2 games away.
Brooksby leads 4-1 final sets.
Karatsev really tightening up on his serve these last few service games.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Legs just aren't exploding up to the ball. Especially on that second serve, you really got to use your legs to get enough spin and shape on that serve.
didn't do enough with that lob. He had Karatsev at the net. Just needs a little more arc and depth to it.
Daniil.
Trying to find the corner there. Not a lot of pace to it, just going for the placement.
Game, Karatsev.
That's a big serve from Karatsev right there. Get an ace, get a free point. Send the balls over to Brooksby.
He held his nerve. And now Brooksby has an opportunity to move to within one game of the fourth round.
Thank you. Low 15.
No one better than Jenson Brooksby at that cat and mouse game. Nice little dropper. And he just understands the angles of the court, keeping his opponent moving.
Might have hung that one up a little more than he wanted to. And scampered over.
Yeah, very Fabrice Santoro-like again. Two-handed, then taking that left hand off. But the drop shot doesn't have to be amazing. The whole point is to get your opponent moving, have him coming forward. Pace of that forehand. Great first serve, 15. Great first ball. Reset and get ready for the next one.
Let it go when it fell in.
That is unbelievable. Again, showing the defense. Jenson Brooksby.
Delayed reaction from the crowd, too. They didn't realize it at first.
Well, we're so used to that electronic line calling, hearing it in, hearing it out, but it could be late. You never know. Catching the back of the line.
That was in as well.
Brooksby.
Oh no, it's out. Again, a delay on the call there. And it's Brooksby who holds. Just barely out, and now he's within one game of the fourth round. Jenson Brooksby on the cusp.
Love.
This young man is embracing the moment, staying aggressive. That was just great footwork to get around the ball, gave himself a lot of space to be able to hit that return. Didn't let it crowd him, the body serve.
Thank you.
So good.
He is making Karatsev have to come up with the goods to hold right here. Jenson Brooksby loves this slap forehand.
Big test for the nerves of the Russian Karatsev. On his serve, 2-5 in the fifth. His second 5-set match of this opening week. By Brooksby.
I mean, this guy is an extreme athlete. There's no way to get through him. Even Karatsev can't get the ball around Brooksby, and Karatsev hits some of the biggest tennis balls in the world. Now, Brooksby with the match point.
Thank you.
And potentially a signature moment in his young career.
Yes.
That close. Aslan Karatsev survived 2 match points in his previous 5-set match back in the second round. He gets past 1 here, and we're at deuce.
Advantage Karatsev. Game Karatsev.
And he holds for 5-3.
Brooksby
Fending off a
5
match
games to 3
point in
final
the
set.
process. And now Jenson Brooksby will serve for the round of 16. An hour and a half ago, he was ailing. Called for a medical timeout. The trainer was holding his left hip. He mouthed to his coach
First service.
that he couldn't move. And now, what an opportunity. Grinding and persevering here into this fifth.
That's exactly how you want to start this game. You want to get that first point under your belt. Jenson still wanted to get a second look at that call, even though it's electronic line calling. I'm sure they'll show that ball was in. Kind of looked out where we are, but nonetheless, 15 all.
Still taking his time, methodical, remaining poised, calming himself down. Absorbing and handling the moment.
Brooksby is saying, you know what, I'm gonna outwork you here on every single shot. Even threw in a little slice that hung in the air, changed up the point, made himself 2 match points.
It's a night at the Open that Jenson Brooksby will never forget.
6-2, 3-6, 2-6, 6-3, 6-3.
As gutsy a performance as you will see, delivered by this 20-year-old American, who becomes the youngest American to advance to the 4th round at the US Open in almost 2 decades, since Andy Roddick in 2002.